Welcome to another episode of Straight Out of Politics. I think I spelled that right. Yeah.
Good.
I'm your host, Compton J, and joined by the always impressive Liv. How are you doing, Liv?
I'm fabulous. I feel so good to be back here. It feels like it's been a while because the last two times I've been here have been
Yeah,
I
been
had
kind of
issues
crazy.
with my internet, but I'm here. I love
Mhm,
y'all so much. I love you,
mhm.
CJ. I'm so ready. I'm so ready to shoot the shit.
Yes, that's what we're doing today. That's our new, I guess that's the new show terminology when we're
Yeah.
just saying we're just kind of, you know, playing it by ear as we go. We do have a topic we want to talk about. Or I want to talk about the reason I thought of this topic, Liv, is because I tweeted out a poll. Got quite a few people, over 1,000 people responding to it. The last time I checked, it was like 1,400 or something like that. I'm sorry, 1,100. So, let's check out that poll, kind of discuss that poll, give an update on the fundraising.
Yeah.
Actually, let's do that first. So, last week we had uh, was it last week? Oh, it's already been a week. So last
Yeah.
Wednesday was my birthday fundraiser, and let me see. This is Cash App. I'm gonna put the update on the screen. And the goal was to raise $1,000 for 20 families in the Jordan Downs project, development project. And we were going to give out $50 gift cards to 20 families uh, if we reached our goal. And let's see if we have. I think the last update that we streamed about was 700, maybe 800
Wow.
bucks. So maybe 700. I can't remember. Hang on one second. So I'm logging into Mutual Aid Forever. Okay, so Mutual Aid for I love that name,
Yeah,
Mutual
that's
Aid
great.
Forever. So let's see. Usernames are not. Oh, so I got to put the email in. Sorry if this is moving a little slow. My email is this. So play. But today we are just kind of moving at a slower pace. So okay, so let's see if this works now. Looks like it's working. All right, so now let me give you the Venmo and Cash App totals. Not now. Let's get the shoot. That was not right.
Ooh.
Anyway, let me put up the Cash App since I have that one. So 609.67 is the amount. Actually, I may have the last banner I did. Oh wow, it was a big difference. big difference. So this was the last Cash App, the last time we streamed.
Wow.
So maybe the update that I'm thinking about that I put out was on Twitter and not during the stream because this is a big difference. So that is what it was last Wednesday when at the end of the show. And as I showed previously, the new one for Cash App is 609.67. So that is awesome. Now let me show you. Let me show everyone. Now the Venmo number at last Wednesday, 298.61. I do know it's over 550, but again, I haven't checked in a few days. I need to find the password and log into that one. But I'll do that during the show and give an update for the Venmo. So we have hit our $1,000 mark. Cheers.
Amazing.
Thank you,
Amazing.
everyone who contributed. Thank you for those who weren't able to contribute because we do have those, but those comrades were able to share about or tell someone about it, and that person contributed. So if you weren't able to contribute, but you shared it, thank you also. It was amazing, Liv. In 3 days, we hit, like by Friday of last week, we hit the the $1,000
Wow.
mark. So yeah, so great. I'll see if any of the people, any of our comrades in our comments, make any comment about how they. No, they're ready to talk about our topic. So
Ready. I know,
they're
I'm
ready to talk
ready.
about our topic. So so let while we delve into this topic, I'm gonna in the background look for the password for the Venmo account, log into that, and then update that number, and then we'll be able to give a final total before the show is over. In the background, got a little Malcolm X, some Fred Hampton will be playing in the back. Just love to have those inspiring people during the show. So let's get into the topic, and let's get into the topic by bringing up the poll. The poll may actually be done by now, meaning completed, where there's no more votes being tallied. Actually, no, there's 16 minutes, so it's perfect. I didn't plan it this way, by the way, so it's perfect. So let me go ahead and share my screen now and bring this up. Now, Liv, I do want to say this. I know you're part of the Green Party.
Full disclosure, yes.
Yeah, full disclosure. Yeah, you're or tell everyone who may not, watch this every week, what your title is in the Green Party and what state, so that it's just full disclosure.
Sure. I am a chair and co-chair of the Maryland Green Party. And oh my God, y'all are already in the comments. Oh, no vax mandates, because yes, that's been what's been blowing up my phone.
That's the thing.
Yep.
For some reason, this is something I was not aware of. Go ahead, Liv.
I was
not aware of this.
I wasn't aware of this until the other day when there was an email sent out, I think from National, about vaccine mandates. I didn't even read it, but I've just been hearing it from all our
everybody
colleagues
else, yeah,
and all y'all. Yeah, that's a big stickler, for if you're going to stick with a party or not. And I just want to throw out there before I forget, because I also do not support that.
But what is it? Because just for those who don't know what you're talking about, what was the mailer?
I'm going to try and pull up the actual email.
Yeah, do that. And if you're able to share it from your computer, you do it. If not, you can put it in the chat and I'll do it for you.
Oh my God. Okay, let me see.
Yeah. So so full disclosure, your title, I'm sorry, if we can just say that.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm a chair and a co-chair to the Maryland Green Party and an alternate delegate to the National Committee.
Gotcha. Okay. So full disclosure. Now,
full disclosure.
I'm going to ask you this question. Do you have any emotions, any feelings about people critiquing the Green Party? Are you going, what will be your reaction? I just want the audience to know how.
I need it. I want to hear it. As honest. I'm an open book. Right. I want to hear y'all's feedback as open, as honest as possible. Mm-hmm. And what I was going to throw out there was something that's really been I've been toying around in my brain, is a lot of people from the Green Party have said, I'm really sick of this shit. Mm-hmm. And Princess Blanding, who just ran for governor of Virginia, started the Liberation Party. And I'm like, isn't that what we're all about right now? The liberation for all of the oppressed? That's great. So maybe this is a new path forward, because after this vaccine mandate, that was just, that stance that was issued by the National Green Party. I think that's going to send a lot of people away, and people are going to feel politically homeless. And many people are already there. And I think creating a new party, the Liberation Party, or expanding that, I think that's an amazing route.
Absolutely. So that's full disclosure. And I didn't want to put words in your mouth, because I knew you're a person, you don't walk away from conflict or discussion, even if it's a discussion that's not an easy discussion. I know that's the type of person you are, but I didn't want to, I wanted you to be able to articulate that yourself. So I want people to understand this is still an open discussion. You can still critique as you would, if Liv was not part of the Green Party. So don't think that stops any, influences anything. So we will begin the discussion by me just going over this this poll tweet, or tweet that has a poll. So This is the tweet. Why don't more leftists vote for the Green Party? Question mark. Is it because some people who call themselves leftists are actually liberals? Is it because some leftists fell for Democratic propaganda? Is it because some believe the Green Party is corrupt? Or because you think they can't win? So that's essentially was the options. Now, I feel like I have to explain what I meant by Democratic propaganda. I was specifically talking about the propaganda of the election. So, in my mind, when I'm formulating this question, it was, why didn't more leftists vote for the Green Party this last election, this last national election? But it's a question you can say, why don't they more leftists vote for Green Party in general? I mean, that you can be the same question. But that was my thought process behind this part about the propaganda. Like the propaganda of we're going to lose our democracy, the propaganda of voting third party is throwing away your vote, all of that type of thing. Even Michelle Obama came out with a video saying, don't throw away your vote, basically, to the Green Party or any other third party. So those were the options. And Liv, I don't know if you are surprised or not, but first option, 10%, 10.8%. Some leftists are liberals. So people are mislabeling themselves, and 10% or almost 11% in this poll are saying, yeah, people are just mislabeling themselves. And the next number is 17.5%, and that's Green Party corruption. That's something that I wasn't as aware of some of the allegations until this poll. Like I heard, from an aerial view, heard, different rumblings, but never really heard the details. So we can delve into that. The next one is 26.1%, and that's fall for Democratic propaganda. I probably should have said fell for Democratic propaganda. But and then the largest number, 45.6%, believe they can't win. So that there, I mean,
that hurts.
Yeah, if you could just fix that, because this, well, I guess, I mean, you could tie some, and some people did articulate this, like you can tie believe they can't win because they're falling for propaganda, believe they can't win because of Green Party corruption, believe they, you know what I mean? That's kind of like some overlapping reasoning in these reasonings. But look what it says right here. Conversations like this can be intense. Don't forget the human behind the screen. What do you think about this, Liv, that Twitter is adding these little things in there now?
I think it's only becoming more and more common and increasing in frequency. Like these little censorship things that are coming up. And right. I mean, I've already experienced early on, like the space is shutting down, talking about certain things and stuff. Like we cannot rely on Twitter, y'all. And look what they're doing. Facebook, the metaverse, like we cannot rely on these social medias anymore because they're bought and corrupted. Like they're like, right. We got to find new forms of communication. I think we need to go back to pigeons and notes.
Like, and animals. Do you think if Twitter's putting this on this tweet, do you think they're showing this tweet to as many people as they should according to the algorithm? I don't think so. Why would they show that if they're saying, heads up, this conversation can be intense? So to me, that, I mean, I guess that's another conversation. But so 1,100 votes, so 1,120 votes. So now let's go into some of the commenting, okay? And what I want to do is go into some of the commenting that I retweeted, and I try to be balanced and retweet different perspectives, not just one perspective. So if it has a lot of likes, I'll try to make sure I read them, and if I retweeted it, I'll try to make sure that we get to them. Wow, I didn't realize it was so many.
Hot topic.
Yeah. So So this person here says, I think it's a combination of the last two. Now, what are the last two? Fall for dim propaganda and belief they can't win. Now, if you add those two together, those are the largest. Because so to me, this tells me that the Green Party may have a corruption problem, but it's by no means I don't want to give different levels of corruption, but it's not the top concern by obviously by the number here. It's not the top concern. These are the two top. So a good what is that? 70% of people, if we were to add this together, a little more than 70%, but 70% of people just believe that the Green Party can't win, or they fell for Democratic propaganda. What do you think of the two larger numbers, Liv?
It doesn't surprise me at all that the biggest one at 45.6% is belief they can't win. Because that's all I heard whenever I told people I was voting Green in 2020. Mm-hmm. And I will say now, I do not regret voting Green Party in 2020. I do regret voting for Howie Hawkins. I'll say that. I think Angela Walker is fabulous and phenomenal. I would love to uplift them. But I think a lot of people also like this whole belief that they can't win. Like that's just stuff like that people are doing to themselves. That's just, you're hurting yourselves. That's just, I mean, every person can like vote. And if you're just going to say, I'm not going to vote for them because I don't believe they can win, like, you're the problem.
I mean, it's like self-defeating. It's a self-defeating.
Exactly. Self-defeating
kind of thing. So, I didn't plan this. Now I'm going to play a video that speaks to this. And it's a video. I think it's Afeni who's speaking in the video. And she's speaking with, is it Brianna? Let me see. I'm looking for the video, but in the video, she's talking about, the left talking themselves out of winning by already going in saying, hey, they can't win.
Yep.
We can't, you do this. So like, it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like you're already saying you're not going to win. So
you're manifesting it.
Yeah. So how are you thinking you're going to win? Like that changes how you approach things. If you don't even have a will or a belief that you can win. So I do want to find this video before we move on here, but I don't want to hang on a second here.
Going through the comments. Y'all are, I love it. I love it. I love y'all.
Okay. Maybe we will have to move on. I have to find it later. So I did log in to, so we'll pause here so I can give the final update on Venmo. I was able to get in. So Venmo, and let's see what it is here. So here is the total for Venmo, 520. Oh, I'm saying it out loud. Let me put it on. Now, so here is what Venmo was. And that was the amount last Friday at the end of the stream. And a week later, this is the amount. So if we add these two together, I mean, clearly you can see it's above
wow,
above $1,000. But let's get the actual grand total here. Maybe I'm sure somebody in the comments.
I know we have a mathematician in the comments.
I'm sure somebody will
comments for sure.
we'll do this.
Get this math. What's our total? How many families can we help with $50 gift cards, right? $50 Visa gift cards.
Yes, that's what we want to do is $50 gift cards.
All right, y'all.
93. Okay, so I have the total, and here is the total one. I think I got that right. And there we go. That is the total. Wow. So if we divide that by 50, oops. So let me get the total here. 1136, just the whole dollars divided by 20. Oh, yeah. I did that backwards. Divided by 50. 22 families. So we're able to help 2 more families. Now, if you want to contribute still, you are able to still send in any donations, and I'll go ahead and put up the what is it, usernames for both of them. It's the same. It's MutualAidForever, but I will put it on the screen here. MutualAidForever is Cash App, and then Venmo, same thing. Love that name. All right, so I think I got it there. So if you want to still contribute, let me make sure I spelled that right.
There's still time.
Yeah, there's still time. I think I'm gonna go buy the gift cards. First off, I'm gonna go take the gift cards this weekend. That kind of gives them a week if they want to use it for Christmas. They may not, but if they do, I'm gonna give them enough time to shop for like a week. So this weekend is when I plan on, dropping the gift cards off. If you want to suggest how I decide, I was just gonna simply go to where the most populous buildings, and just go to door. If anyone want to make any other suggestions on how to decide, you can put those in the comments, please. So again, total here, we're at, the goal was $1,000. Again, thank you everyone who contributed. Thank you for those who shared but weren't able to contribute. Thank you for those in solidarity with this small fundraiser. I think this shows, Liv, that 3 days. In 3 days, if we come together, and I don't want you to think. There were some larger donations. 200, I think, was one, but I think there were 200s, but the rest of them were $5, $10.
It adds up. It makes
right. It adds up. So we had a tremendous amount of people who donated. If you do want to contribute, again, that is the Cash App and the Venmo. Unfortunately, we don't have a PayPal. Working on that. I think this is what I'm going to call my mutual. This is what I'm going to call my mutual aid. It's going to be MutualAidForever. So
love it.
I'll leave that up a few more seconds before I switch it back over. But then let's get back to the conversation about the Green Party here. So let's go ahead and bring this back to that poll. Let's go to this poll here. And I don't think we had started the discussion on comments, but let's get to those comments here. So a few more people voted. 4 more people voted. So and then the poll is over. Obviously, belief they can't win won the poll, 45.6%. But let's look at a couple of comments here. I put fail for Dem propaganda, but what I really mean is fail for Dem fear-mongering. And that's essentially what I was saying too. What I was trying to explain, like I was meaning about the fear-mongering about losing a democracy. So essentially, that's what I was trying to explain the answer to be. What do you think about that, Liv? Like, do you think, or have you heard, like, just from people people may not be, leftists in particular, may not be as, forthcoming with admitting that they voted for, the Democrats or Joe Biden. But have you heard some leftists who were, who voted for Joe Biden? Have you heard of or know of anybody who did?
I mean, I know a lot of people who voted for Joe Biden because they felt it was the lesser of two evils yet again. And it was because they had to so Trump wouldn't win. And I heard so many times when I told people I was voting green, thank you for your vote for Trump. And I'm like, no, if I wanted to vote for Trump, I'd vote for Trump.
Right.
I'm not voting for Trump. I'm not voting Democrat. Fuck Joe Biden. Like, I will just never forget the fact that I was in grad school and I was taking like a political aspects of health class, and my professor like told me he was one of those people who said like, thanks for your vote for Trump. And then after I told him, like, I brought it up to him about how I forget, I was talking about something, but he was saying like, oh yeah, and I know Joe Biden is the perfect one to lead us through this time right now. And I'm like, what? His architect of mass incorporation and policing and imperialism, that's what's gonna save us right now? What? And the whole we're gonna push him left, like, that was really hurtful to the movements that we were seeing right then, which was, the Black Lives Matter movements, which was like the biggest pouring out of people on the streets in history. And that stopped when Joe Biden got elected. That movement definitely stopped. But like we talked about, like, it's definitely the rumblings are back up and rumbling right now.
Are you starting to hear the vote shaming already about third party? Are you starting to hear rumblings about that already?
I have a little too much going on in my life right now where I haven't
been engaged as much.
But I'm sure it's coming.
Sure
and here, I'm going through some of the comments right now.
He says, or this person, Turbo Kitty, which is a friend, comrade. Why is there never an option? I get this question all the time with my polls, and I intentionally never put an all the above because my polls are, I want people to have to pick one so I can distinctly see what is more important to individuals. Because if you're able to put all of the above, that doesn't tell me which one is more important to you. You get what I'm saying? Like, which one of these, you can say all of the above, but if you had to pick one, that tells me more about your thinking than all of the above. And that's the reason why I rarely put all of the above. If there were more options, maybe I would, but with 4 options, that is the reason. So this one right here, Liv, got 22 likes. And just a thought, I've retweeted her several times. She retweets me a lot. I think I've seen her retweet you, but she says the Green Party showed their ass and came out in support of vaccine mandates. I don't trust any party that doesn't advocate for bodily autonomy. So, I mean, that goes to what you said earlier about, were you able to find the email? Or
I'm trying, man. I was going through.
If you don't find it, that's fine. You can just kind of tell us they're saying that they just announced that we want, we agree with the mandates, or what is it just saying they agree with the mandates or they're for them? Like, what was basically?
I think that's what it was. Okay. I think it's that they came out vaccine mandates. And
somebody may put that here.
Yeah, if someone has the info, please link it. Like if they did it on their Twitter, I don't know. I haven't even read the actual email from the steering committee yet because I've just been so overwhelmed. But yeah, that's gonna turn a lot of people off that were especially like already on the fence. This is a big issue.
Yeah. And this was something I had not heard of. And the reason it was so weird to me is because yesterday when I was going through the comments, some people were saying I'll vote for Greens because they're for the mandate, and then some people were saying they're anti-vax. So I'll try to find the comment. I believe I retweet. Oh, this is gonna. Oh, right here. Here's one of them. Now, this bear eats fascist used to be actually part of Populist Voice. Live. He used to host a show with Delilah that was running for a Texas governor. So she's running Green Party Texas governor. Delilah for Texas governor on Twitter. You can find her. Now he says they're anti-gun rights and have way too many anti-vaxxers. Oh, so he's not saying the party's anti-vaxxers, but there's anti-vaxxers. He's saying, and other fringe woo-woo types. I'm not sure. I have voted for Greens in the past, but definitely approached them with skepticism. So he's not completely saying he's against them and he votes for them. He just says he's more skeptical. I'm not. The reason I don't like to get into the anti-vaxxer question, debate, or conversation is because people aren't using the same definition, but using the same word. So it's hard to understand people's perspectives. For example, some people use the word anti-vax if you're just against the mandate. They call those people anti-vax. But then there's people who are against this vaccination. They call those people anti-vax. But then there's another category or another definition of people who are against all vaccination. Before this pandemic, we knew about, these people who were against all vaccinations, right? So again, when we're having these discussions, because we're not literally using the same definition when we're using the same word, that's what I find frustrating with having an anti-vax conversation. So that's my take on that. What is your take on what he's saying here about their anti-gun rights and there's a lot of anti-vax people who
that's news to me. I haven't heard that.
Yeah, I must say I hadn't heard that either. If you're watching, maybe you can elaborate. If you're watching, only because we just want to find out more about that and further discuss that. Now, this one here is by this person clearly has a vote group, so I just want to make sure I say that I can't count the number of people I have interacted with who claim the Green Party can't win. My response is that it only true if it's. I think this person wanted to say it's only true if you don't vote for them.
Yep.
But if you do, then they can. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. This was just what you and I were talking about earlier. But what are your thoughts on Red Rose Two Hands' comment?
I think that's exactly, like what we said. People said in the comments, like, they're only going to lose if you don't vote for them. And if you vote for them, why are they going to lose? Like, if enough people, if it's just like how we were saying, like with the fundraiser, like if like everyone donated $1, like 1,000 people donated $1, we could get there. Like, if everyone thought their vote mattered and could make a difference, we could get there. But it's really this propaganda that we're ensued that make us think that our one little vote can't make a difference and our one little voice can't make a difference. And that's how every movement starts, with one little voice. Like, that's how we make this thing happen. That's how we get change. So it's really sad to see people beat themselves down into making themselves not vote Green by just convincing themselves that their vote won't matter. That's really sad.
Yeah, I think it is sad, but it's a product of the duopoly, and people see that they vote and nothing happens. People see that, hey, Trump left office, Donald Trump is in. I mean, the Senate completely changed from Republican to Democrat, and the House. But my life is still the same hellhole. I still have the same terrible job. You know what I mean? Like, I still work the same 60 terrible hours. I still don't have paid leave. Like, it's still the same, even though presidents.
No, honestly, CJ, I think a lot of people can make the argument things are actually worse under Biden than under Trump.
I think so too.
A lot of people, I've seen that argument made, like, the eviction moratorium happened under Trump. I think we stopped some deportations under Trump. We stopped some auctioning off like Gulf Coast drilling under Trump. More people got unemployment benefits under Trump. Like, it pains me to say this, but like, those are the facts. And that's like, I told you about this when I was back visiting some friends and family in Massachusetts, and he's like, well, at least it's not Trump. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's way worse now. It's way worse now under Biden.
I want to ask someone, what do you mean by at least it's not Trump? Like
at least you're
just a crazy talking? Is that all you want to get rid of? And as long as we keep everything else, as long as we get rid of the crazy person talking, like, it's the same, like, policy results is what. But anyway, that's our
I think it's just how outspoken Trump was. I mean, that's what definitely got me to wake up, just thinking like how out of character this person was for this job, and how it just seems like it didn't make any sense. And Trump paused student loan payments. That's the big thing, because that's happening again. Hashtag don't pay back student loans. But this is like these are big issues that are happening. Deportation has gotten worse under Trump, under Biden. It's at like an all-time high. These are things that are, facts of what's happening under our current administration. And I don't know what else it's going to take for people to realize that, like, this is like, why are you not surprised by this outcome? Like, he had the voting record. He's been in office for how long? And y'all thought he was going to change? It's really
frustrating for me. I don't know about you, but it is extremely frustrating for me. Like, let me. I'm sorry. I was reading. I was on Athene's page looking for that video. Still haven't found the video, but this comment here. I know I'm abruptly changing, but this comment here. This is from Chris. I think you know Chris also.
Yep.
Chris Richards. So the Green Party has structural problems, and after Nader's loss in 2000, it spent a couple of election cycles dominated at the national level by Demo Greens, whose biggest desire was not to hurt Democratic presidential candidates in 2004 and 2008. Now, explain what the term Demo Green means, if you know what it means.
I do not know what it means. That's a new term for me.
Right. Now,
it's, to me, what it would sound like is like why there's some infighting with like Greens and DSA. It's because like some people want are infighting between DSA. Some people in DSA like want it to try and like take over the Democratic Party, and others are like, no, we should leave it. And then we kind of get this fractured of like Democratic, Socialist, Greens. I don't know. You get a whole like mixture. We're a whole spectrum.
I thought this meant that these are Democrats who are pretending to be Green Party. That's what I thought this meant. Like Demo Greens, like Democrats who are in the Green Party, like they're being dominated by them. That's what I thought this meant, is that they spent, because they're not trying to hurt. And then the reason I thought that is because he said their biggest desires were not to hurt the Democratic candidate because they were Demo Greens. That's what I thought. But maybe what you're explaining. Oh, this person right here. Let's see what this person says. Let me just click on it. The Demo Greens are long gone from the Green Party. But as we now see with DSA, the misguided desire to form opportunistic alliances with the Democratic Party has long been the curse of the left. So it sounds similar to what you're saying. Maybe it's a combination of both of what we're saying. the demo greens are long gone. And he's saying, I think that's saying either he's saying this person is saying DSA has left, the DSA members, like what you were saying, or the Democrats who are masquerading as Greens have gone. The misguided desire to form opportunistic alliances with the Democratic Party has long been the curse of the U.S. left. Yeah. Okay. So they're going into a deeper discussion. I just kind of wanted to get your take on what he's saying. Where's Chris's? Oh, right here. The Green Party has structural problems. Is he? Do you think he's referring to not being able to get on all 50 ballots? That's or something else.
I mean, just between that and infighting, which some people are talking about in the comments, and just the lack of cohesivity. I think that's a word. I'm tired. But yeah, I think there's other problems too with the structure of the Green Party that that's what they're pointing out.
Okay. Now, some people in the comments made, why are you taking so long to get to comments? I did this on purpose to let the comments stack up because I know that when you're talking amongst each other, the comments tend to be thought provoking. So I wanted to have the discussion happen in the comments before I started posting them. So let's go through some of the comments here. Now, if you see a good comment, make sure you let me know, and I'll try to find them. There is quite a bit of comments, so hopefully I can find it. So the Dems are handing Trump Republicans the White House on a silver platter. It's sickening. Now, that's not necessarily on the topic, or maybe it's related.
Dems are handing Trump the White House.
I just think they're bad handling. I don't think there's a comment on the Greens. I don't think Obama left. Right. Why did he do that? That's crazy. So let's see if we can get some green comments here. It looks like they're just reverse that. All right, let me go down and see if there are more green comments here. Here we go. All right, so Black Panthers never left. Green's gonna get Hillary to run at this point. Is that an exaggeration?
I hope so.
Or does this person really believe?
I hope that's not where they think we're headed. That's.
Oh. Okay, let's see this one here. I was banned from the state nominating convention Facebook chat when I typed Jesse Ventura. What do you think of the Jesse Ventura push?
So this is, please, y'all, tell me more about this, because I was seeing y'all say this in the comments about like some of the reason why y'all are turned off from the Green Party is because of what they did to Jesse Ventura. Who is Jesse Ventura? And what happened?
Okay. Let me bring up some Jesse Ventura stuff here. So Jesse Ventura that's his I guess that's his real name, but Jesse Ventura is a former WWE wrestler, but he also ran third party in Minnesota, I believe. Yeah, in Minnesota, and won the governor's race. So he was a governor of Minnesota for whatever time he was governor. And I'm not sure what they're saying the Green Party did to him, but I do know Jesse Ventura. So let me see if I can just quickly, I don't know, show a quick little snippet of him here. Now this is August. Let me put it on the screen. Actually, let me put this on the screen here. So not this one. Let me share my other screen here. So I'm going to share my other screen. Draft Jesse. So if you, on your own computer, if you want, the hashtag draft Jesse, just click that. and he had an entire like, you know, like a K hive, not a K hive, but like burners, and like Bernie Sanders have burners, and you know K hive, you know Kamala Harris has K hives, and like they were the draft Jesse crowd, and it was people that really liked Jesse Ventura, and they wanted him to run, and they thought the Green Party. And I think this may have been before they decided on Howie, or right when they decided on Howie. They you know, this campaign to draft Jesse became bigger, and this is, you know, some of the things that you would have seen. Draft Jesse calls a demo. Yeah, so let me see if I can find some more items here to show you. But that doesn't ring a bell. His face there didn't ring a bell at all.
No.
So
I feel like I'm really living under a rock. Wow.
No, I wouldn't say you would necessarily live under a rock, but you know, I was not aware of Jesse Ventura as much. Also, maybe I can just you know, just Google him and see Jesse Ventura to bring him up. So I'm not sure what actually they're accusing that he did or they did to him, but he eventually came out and said, "No, I'm not running." Like he came out and said, "I'm not going to run for the party nomination." But there was people that wanted him to run, and there were people that were calling for, you know, the draft, you know, trying to get the Green Party to get him to run. And yeah, I can't find anything. But anyway, that's Jesse Ventura.
Mm-hmm.
So let's move on from Jesse and see what else is happening in the comments. You see any comments on the Greens that you would like to have up here?
I'm gonna.
What do people think? Let's see here. This person said something about Jesse here. Jesse said if he's elected, he would accept. Yeah, that's not, to me. That's not the same thing as saying he wants to run. You know, like people are gonna vote for a person who's saying I want to run for this seat, not someone who's saying, you know, if I happen to get it, oh yeah, I'll accept, and then I'll put my full effort. Like that's just not gonna rev up the masses in the manner that it needs to be, in my opinion. You had anything to say on that, Liv?
No, I'm just going through everyone's comments about who Jesse is and what this was. Lots of comments. He was in Predator. His wife was battling cancer and he needed to stay on RT for health insurance. He was a Navy SEAL, an outlaw biker, gang chapter president, and governor of a freaking state. Also hosts his own show. Wow.
Yeah. He has a show too. Yeah. People support lots of old groups. Yeah. Jesse is probably, he moved a bit further left. Yeah, I think he moved a bit further left, but I don't think what I heard was he was not for Medicare for all, was one of the critiques I heard of him. If that's wrong, anybody can put that in the comments, but that was one of the critiques I had heard about Jesse. And this person says he's not an eco-socialist. Yeah. And he says right here, Howie was good on most issues, but not super charismatic. Now, some Greens would say, well, it's not a popularity show. It's you know, contest. It's a, you know, about policy. And what do you say to that? Like, do you think having a candidate that is more charismatic is beneficial?
Yeah, I do. You want someone you're excited about, that you're proud of, that you're inspired by. Isn't that the whole? That's what I've always thought that role is supposed to be, like an inspiring role to try and like make you feel like your vote's making a difference. Like, you can do this too. Like, that's what I've always tried to view it as. And yeah, charisma, someone said charisma wouldn't hurt because, especially, it's, yeah. Oh, someone said I'd vote for Liv. Yeah, I mean, I ran because, like, I do feel like I have some charisma, and I love talking with people and, like, getting people, like, excited and about, like, policies, because not everyone wants to talk about policies, but policies and legislation is, like, how you make changes. And it does take a certain kind of person to get people excited about talking about those typically boring topics. And if you have a bland person talking about bland topics, it's really just going to bore you to sleep. So yeah, charisma doesn't hurt.
Right. That, I mean, people who believe in policy to their core, and I know I'm one of them, we have to understand that you can't catch every fish with the same sort of bait. So some people, charisma is something that they need in order to engage with a candidate. So that is what it is. People knew Howie was not ready for prime time. I thought he had ran before.
Yep.
Is what I remember.
Yeah, he
So
ran. He was the first. Correct me if I'm wrong, but he was the first Green in the United States to run with the Green New Deal platform when he ran for governor of New York in like 2010.
I forget what year, but yes, I do remember reading up on that. And this one says Jesse Ventura is like Andrew Yang. I guess, yeah, he is. Now that I think about it, maybe people that like Jesse Ventura would say he's not, but in the way that it's no real party distinction, kind of has like views that kind of overlap different. Like if you're looking at the whole quadrants with the authoritarian versus non-authoritarian,
Oh my God,
like if you're looking at that, views are kind of all over there. Jesse Ventura, Chris Hedges, 2024.
And who's Chris Hedges? What?
Oh, I know Chris Hedges, but I do think we need to get out of two men, and I do think we need to get out of two white people.
Yes, please. Can we?
Like that, I think that is over. Like I don't
Let's
think we're
use
gonna
our
have that
like
again.
the imaginative people. Come on.
Right. Like I just don't think that's gonna be the case any longer. Not unless you're the conservative party, but I think Democrats are conservative. But I'm talking about how they project. They're projecting not to be conservative. Yeah. So yeah, that's my take. Let's see here. All right, so now let's go to some other comments. You let me know if you see some more comments here, but I want to go back to Twitter and bring up the tweet so that I can go to some more comments by more of you. Now, if you're in the comments and you made a comment on this poll, let us know and I'll try to find it and read it as I'm here. So let's go to another one. I retweeted this one. This person said their reasoning, they believe that it was Trump derangement syndrome, believing a third party vote helps Republicans. Yeah, and that to me would fall under the fall for Democratic propaganda, because that's what they were doing. It was basically preaching Trump derangement syndrome. The closer they got to the election, the more high pitched got, the more like just relentless stories on Trump. So yeah, your thoughts on any of that? Any thoughts at all? Any of that comment there?
I'm just going through
Trump derangement syndrome.
Trump
derangement syndrome comment.
I mean, what's the definition of that again? Because I've been hearing that a lot. Been throwing that on a
lot. Derangement, where the sky is going to fall if we elect Trump. The democracy is going to end if we elect Trump. like as if none of those things are going to happen under Joe Biden, basically. So that's the derangement, as if Joe Biden is not doing it, or as if Donald Trump is any worse than any other president, basically.
Okay.
Now, Nancy Pelosi is a Republican, says, and this is Colleen. I'm sorry, Colleen. Colleen A. Schwab. I think that's how you say your last name. A mix of all of the above. Also, in some states, the Dems kicked them off ballots. That's a question I want to ask. Do you know how many ballots nationwide Howie was on? Do you know?
Nope. I do not.
I want to look that up and see how many. This person here, I retweeted this one also. This is from The Last Uprising, Real Climate Action Now. So, although imperfect, I like the Greens. I wish we had time to wait for them to win, but we sadly don't. And then that is the graphic there.
Yeah.
So yeah. Here's another interesting comment. Now, what we all need to understand is that Green parties by state can vary, or parties by state can vary. Because what I hear a lot of is that DSA this, DSA that, DSA. But then I hear, but local DSA, this local DSA is good, or this local DSA is good. So to that point, I wanted to bring up Comrade Gillette. I think that's how you say your name, Comrade Gillette. She says the Arizona Green Party was full of white supremacists and enablers, are obsessed with proper procedure, and they refuse to work with other political parties on issues that they agree with. I wasted a year and a half of my life trying to revitalize the party. Wow.
She resigned as co-chair, I believe.
Yeah. Oh, so you know her?
I not
of her, maybe of her.
Yeah. No, of her. I've been following their story a little bit on Twitter. And yeah, their biggest complaint about working with the Arizona Green Party is they've been dealing with racism. And that directly impacts them and their work that they're trying to do. And I mean, how can you be productive in an environment like that? And why would you want to put up with an environment like that? Why would you do that to yourself? So
yeah, so frustrating. Yeah, so like I was saying, and this is how upstart parties never really reach their potential. It's because when you have local parties who aren't necessarily in line with what the Green Party is supposed to be about, because of course the Green Party is supposed to be against white supremacy, of course. But I mean, in this case, Comrade Gillette, and you know her story, Comrade Gillette is saying this. So, it's disappointing because, this could have been a great ally. You know what I mean? So let's see what other people say. Which political parties? The Arizona Libertarian Party. I always say a year and a half of my life trying to revitalize the parties. I'm not sure which one she's speaking of. I think I'm missing a comment there, but let's see what some other people are saying. Or did you have a comment on this, or wanted to say any more on her comment?
Switching from strangers. What was this? Why don't more leftists abandon electorals and switching with strangers rule?
Oh, you were looking at the next one. I was yeah. Okay, so this one. Okay, so Primate or David J. Petite. I think that's how you say your name or his name. Why don't more leftists abandon electoralism? Switching which stranger rules over us will never be the answer. That is a very witty comment there. Switching which stranger.
That's how I feel about representative democracy at this point, and I'm all for direct democracy. I don't think this is working.
Now, what is the disadvantage of having a direct democracy? Like, I don't see a disadvantage. Is it that there's too many things to vote on. Is that what it is? There's too many things to vote on.
I think in the 21st century, it's really easier than ever to do direct democracy. And I think we can make all this voting more accessible to the people with a combination of old-fashioned methods like mail-in voting and doing something new with technology. But I don't see why there's no reason why. I forget what other countries. I want to say like Denmark, but I could be wrong. But they have direct democracy that, people directly vote on the legislation that's getting passed. There's no middleman, middlewoman.
Could you imagine, Liv, what our healthcare would be like if just everybody voted on it? We would have amazing. Who would vote to have bad healthcare?
Who would vote to have your employer in charge of your healthcare?
Right.
Who would vote?
Who would do that? Like who would vote? What we would be at like $44 minimum wage. Minimum wage would be tied
to. Would be no money. No money.
Right. I mean, it just be. I'm just thinking of all the different things that could be different if we had
imagination, guys.
Right. And my apologies for missing this earlier. They are a capitalist party.
I think that was about the Green Party. Okay.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, and that is the case. These are prominent Greens here. Chris Hedges. I'm sure you've seen a video of Chris Hedges. I'll pop one up in a minute. I
didn't know Camp was a Green.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Well, last I heard, I don't know if he has any updates, but yes, that is absolutely true. Thank you, Kyle, for your super chat. And let's see here. Love to see anyone try to stop Chevron Exxon. Oh, I guess that's a different conversation. I would love to see Exxon Mobil MVP destroyed. I would like to see that.
Yep.
I mean, I have no problem. It's off topic, but hey, that's a good off topic to have there. The Green Party has become another Democratic Party, complete with rigging their primaries against Jill Stein. But Jill Stein was it another primary they're referring to where that she lost?
Jill Stein was what? That was in like 2012? When was that? I don't know. Before I could vote, 2016? Was it then? Was it that election?
That they must be talking about that one because she had the nomination in 2016. So they must be talking about a previous nomination.
That was before I got involved with politics. But I do really like Jill Stein, Dr. Jill Stein now. I've been following her closely. But yeah, that was... Yeah, you can't win rigged elections. When the whole system is rigged, it's hard to work against that.
Look at this comment. 20 years from now, we'll still be having this conversation because we haven't figured out that these parties are wholly compromised. And I think that's what you were kind of alluding to, is that you're starting to think like, man, this is this is not going to work here. Like we going to have to hit these streets. Like I'm hearing it in your voice more and more like, man, this is this is not working here. I mean, from you pausing school. I mean, that's kind of like you pause school and then you delve right into mutual aid and then you went to the Capitol and protest. Like you're like radicalizing before our very eyes here. Or before my very eyes, at least. Even more. So your thoughts on any of that?
It's just, honestly, I mean, how can you not be radicalized by the conditions we're currently living in? Like, between the traumas of capitalism and imperialism and the effects. I mean, what about the tornado that just killed how many people? And Amazon workers were forced to work through it and were killed because of it, just so Jeff Bezos could make enough money to go play in space. How are you not radicalized by that? How does that not anger you and you want to channel that into something to make a difference, to make a better world, not only for yourself, but for others. But yeah, okay, people, be selfish. Stop saying like for more generations. What about right now? I want a good life. I want to live a long, healthy life. I want that for me. I'm fighting for that for me, for all of us, but also for me. Like, there is no future generations if there's no me, if there's no us.
Right.
So
That's
be
what
a
people are
little
not getting
right now in the present and fight for what we have right now and what we want for a better lives for the future. But y'all, your lives are at stake too right now. It's not just like all the future. The present is being affected by the climate crisis right now.
I don't think people really grasp that, if I said that the right way. I don't think they really do.
Danger that we're in because of the climate crisis and capitalism and imperialism, because of the US empire. We are in immediate danger. We are facing extinction, y'all.
I'm not sure they
how many times do we have to say that? Like,
well, how can we be facing extinction live when you can order stuff from Amazon? That's are we
really easily bought by Prime delivery, y'all? Are we that easily bought?
That's the dichotomy. That's what people are not being able to understand. You can be in a hellhole and able to order food to your door, and it still be a hellhole. Like that's still possible. But Liv, let me show you this video of Chris Hedges. He did attend. Oops, not that one. He did attend the Move for a People's Party's convention when he had a convention, and it was live stream and everybody was excited. I remember Cornel West was on it, Ryan Knight was on it, a bunch of other people were on it, and Chris Hedges was one of the people. And I thought, to me, his appearance was the best, or his speech, his talk was the best. And this is from the People's Party's page. So let's listen.
I studied ethics at Harvard Divinity School with James Luther Adams, who had been in Germany in 1935 and 1936. Adams witnessed the rise of the so-called German Christian church, which was pro-Nazi. He warned us about the disturbing parallels between the German Christian church and the Christian right. Adolf Hitler was, in the eyes of the German Christian church, a Volk Messiah, an instrument of God, a view similar to the one held today about Trump by many of his white evangelical supporters. Those demonized for Germany's economic collapse, especially Jews and communists, were agents of Satan. Fascism, Adams told us, always cloaked itself in a nation's most cherished symbols and rhetoric. And fascism would come to America, he said, not in the guise of stiff-armed, marching brown shirts and Nazi swastikas, but in mass recitations of the Pledge of Allegiance, the biblical sanctification of the state, and the sacralization of American militarism. Adams was the first person I heard label the extremists of the Christian right as fascists. And Adams warned us that liberals, as in Nazi Germany, were blind to the tragic dimension of history and radical evil, and they would not react until it was too late.
Yeah, so that's one video from Chris Hedges there. It's on fascism, and the tweet says, fascism, Adams told us, always cloaked itself in a nation's most cherished symbols and rhetoric. And what is our most cherished symbols and rhetoric? Military. One of them, absolutely. So it's cloaked in that. Fascism, the imperialism. So yeah, and then he goes on to speak even more. What I want to do is find the video that I posted of him And then you can kind of get a little more, just because I like what he speaks about. So yeah, so that is Chris Hedges. That's several years ago, so may look slightly different than that. Let's get back in the comments here. They're commenting on Chris Hedges' video. Hedges recognizes the evangelical Christian fascism is a threat. This comment here: Hawkins is real too. He comes from union fighting. Howie Hawkins, when I first heard him, I was like, is that a black guy? When I first heard Howie Hawkins, because I heard his voice before I saw his face. And he clearly has some sort of upbringing around, I don't know where he gets that voice or the way he talks. Like you would think that, or I thought he was a black person when I first heard his voice speaking. So I would be curious to know how he grew up. And I know that's a side conversation, but that's just something that stood out to me. Let's see what this one is. Howie Hawkins was an anti-charismatic candidate who repeated Russiagate and moderate rebels in Syria. How can anyone see that weak candidate and still think the Greens are? Now the Russiagate thing, I forgot about that. That is he never went back on it too. That was something I do.
What do you mean?
Now. The Russiagate, he was pushing the whole Russiagate stuff too.
What, that Russia interfered with what? 2016?
Yeah, or 20. Yeah, 2016. Yeah. He was.
And it was the Democrats all along, right?
Right. Yeah, now I don't know if he has changed his, any part of his views, but I do remember that. How are you all still falling for a Hedges scam? We always have somebody who calls Hedges a scammer every time, and I don't have any problem putting it on screen because I don't avoid comments. It doesn't bother me, but no, that's a joke. Hedges clips was fire. It was. I'm trying to make sure I'm getting all the greens in here. Here we go. I'm not in support of mandates in the U.S. because it's too late and they screw. Oh, I thought he was speaking on the mandates in relation to the Green Party. Oh, there's that one. MPP convention was great. I do agree. All right, so let's go ahead and get that's the comments that we're leaving live. Now let's look at some comments from the poll again before we go to some mutual aid shout outs here. I want to make sure I'm getting everybody that I try to. So, okay, so let's go to another one. I retweeted this one. No, it's kind of basic. Let's go to this one. The Green Party is just another limited hangout resource drain for disaffected lefties. Nearly all of them are out here cheering Big Pharma and Joe Biden and Bill Gates right now, too. This is the comment where I thought they were saying, yeah, there was a mandate before you told me that there was. This is where I start to begin. Oh, wait, the Green Party is for a mandate? This is where I begin to understand that, and with this comment. So cheering Big Pharma, Joe Biden, and Bill Gates right now. And then this person replies with that. That's pretty funny. Blah, blah, blah. This comment here. I lost interest in the green scene when everyone would respond like a zombie. But natural gas is the green alternative, as I attempted to explain to them how dangerous fracking was. The green movement was used to usher in hydrofracking, permanently poisoning groundwater. Not sure what that person is referring to. Did you understand what was meant by that?
Where was it? Where can you pull it back up?
Absolutely.
Where was that?
Oh, let me pull it back up here. This one here.
Yeah, okay. So this is what is it called now? Like eco-fascism.
Yes.
You know, like this is how, like the greenwashing of things, you know, thinking that like some renewable energies are clean energies when that's not the case. Natural gas, what's the other one? Biomass. Those are not clean energy sources. Those do emit, and like this person explains, there's fracking, and that emits that permanently poisons groundwater, and then like biomass, like harvesting that or whatever, and that into renewable resources, that emits carbon dioxide into the environment. So it's and how clean coal, as they were trying to propagandize that. Like,
are capitalists the ones coming in pushing natural gas as a green alternative, or are Greens pushing natural gas as a green alternative?
Well, it seems like this person seems like they've heard it from Green Party members that natural gas is. But like how I've seen it is, you know, like how the Democrats AOC took the Green Party's Green New Deal and co-opted it into a watered down, corporatized, capitalist version of the Democrats' Green New Deal, which, you know, isn't going to do shit for us. That it doesn't mean anything to us. It's eco-fascism or whatever the other terms are for it, where it's just like greenwashing what we're trying to do to save ourselves and our planet.
Let me get into this discussion here. This is interesting. So, you know, based on that comment that we were just reading, Liv, this person responded, yeah, sarcastically, yeah, because every leftist that supports vaccination mandates actually loves big pharma. Some rational and level-headed thinking there. I'm trying to find the lie, but here, get that. I don't get where. Yeah, because every leftist that supports. Well, if you don't love them, but you support a man, yeah, I guess. Go ahead. So, and then, but look what the person said in response to this person. So let's look and see. You did vote for Joe Biden, a right-wing racist. So you really not leftist. Yeah, voting means that I absolutely endorse everything. Wow. That says a lot there. That says a lot to me. And because yeah, I don't need to attack a specific person, but knowing this person voted for Joe Biden gives this comment a whole lot more meaning to me. You know what I'm saying? This person is obviously a hit dog will holler. You ever heard that expression?
I have not.
Yeah. Like if you it means that if I'm saying something, if I say, you know, people who do this are this, I'm not specifically talking about you. And then you respond as if I'm talking about you. Well, people who do that, blah, 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 it's like, why are you getting so offended? It's because you were offended that my general comment was applying to you. And it means that that dog was hit. Like a hit dog will holler. Like you throw something in a crowd of dogs, whatever dog gets hit is the one that's gonna, whoever it applies to basically is the one that's gonna be screaming the most. And that's the sort of what I get from this, because the sarcasm, because every leftist. So this person clearly is labeling themselves a leftist, but they voted for Joe Biden. That just doesn't make any sense to me. So, but this illustrates to me why it's so hard to have conversations about politics online, because the person just says, I'm a leftist. And they just, now they're in the conversation, and you're giving them that person, you're believing the person is a leftist, and you're thinking that this person is a leftist and they have these sort of basic beliefs as a leftist. But you're able to label yourself, Liv. You get what I'm saying? Hillary called herself a progressive. She was the most progressive candidate. Remember? You're able to label yourself, so it's, it kind of, I don't know, kind of takes away from it from me. So any other comments on here before I move to the next one?
No, bring them on. Let's see what else we got.
Trying to get through some more comments here. Okay, so let's look at this. I like more constructive comments. My problem is their lack of structural organization, particularly between the federal and local chapters. This is more constructive. Telling us the structural issue and being detailed about it. So it gives the same sense that they aren't serious. I want to see this change, but considering North Carolina Green Party focus entirely on metro areas, I doubt it. So this person to me is I'm reading that this person is in a rural area, is what I'm reading, and that the Green Party in their area, this person is feeling neglected.
Yep.
Yeah. Just feel sorry. Wish I could even suggest something here, but why would have you noticed that? Not as in your capacity as a representative, but I mean, before you were a representative in the party, did you notice the lack of communication between the national and local chapters?
Yeah, that's what I kind of mean by the lack of cohesiveness between it all. I don't, even in my involvement now, like I've just learned there's the international committee and we have like a Maryland representative to that. And I was like, well, that's news to me. So I do think we need to work on being more communicative
I wonder why that is.
Yeah, I don't know.
I wonder why that is, because I would think there's some sort of, monthly Zoom or monthly conference call where all the chapters get on, and just go over just, broader topics, or even a regional where, well, I guess it's by state, not by region, by state. But you could do region, like, West, California, Arizona, and, Nevada. Let's have a conference. Or it just seems like, is it just we're green and then we all just kind of operate independently, almost like a franchise, seems to me. So yeah, let's see what comments we have here. Nothing on the greens. Here goes one here. Here we go. It's the fact that Howie allowed illegal ban on write-in candidates because they were threatening his nomination. A terrible precedent for the Green Party, not just Jesse. So from this comment, I'm reading into it saying that Howie allowed a legal ban. So maybe because he was the nominee, he had to sign off. He's like gives approval or something. A legal ban on write-in candidates. Can a candidate ban something?
I don't know. But I've been here. This is what I've seen other people in the comments commenting stuff like this about Howie doing something about an illegal ban of write-in candidates so he could keep his nomination and prevent others from threatening it. That's what's been commented.
Okay. Yeah, there's a lot there. So yeah, I'm not sure. The conversation wasn't to necessarily solve anything about why people don't vote or haven't been voting green. It's just to kind of just talk about it. But there seems to be a lot of different reasons, from structural to the candidate not being as charismatic to this last one, Howie Long, even being corrupt, the party being corrupt in the nomination process. I've heard that. To people just not voting for them because they don't feel that they can win. So it's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy. So, there's a lot of different things. The party being a capitalist party. This one's 4 hours ago. Is this on screen? Yeah, this is on screen. So they're for ridiculous COVID mandates. They're pro UNSD, which will do nothing to address the actual top-down known offenders responsible for 80+% of the climate crisis. They appear to, I think she means, be okay with carbon markets and green capitalist schemes. Green capitalist schemes, I do want to talk about that in a little bit. Hell no. Wow. I'm hearing a lot of critiques about the Green Party I didn't used to hear about the Green Party. So I'm wondering if there's a change in leadership recently or what's happening. So, I'll close the conversation about the Green Party there. Not close it, but I'll, not read any more tweets about it. And this person say second that on the COVID mandates. Wow. When did you get that email? Was it recently, like in the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, okay. I think within the past week.
I do like this stance. They do want to cut 75% of the military. I do remember reading that. So, wow. So the mandate thing is absolutely a thing now. I wonder what the Democratic Party did to get the Greens to go with that. The National Party to go with that. I just think they have their hands on it somewhere. You see any good comments here before we switch to mutual aid? Online media needs to interview Green candidates. We had over 100 last election. I keep seeing Democrats on people's shows.
You just talked about you had Delilah for Texas who had one of your shows.
Yeah, she was on. She used to be on the Populist Voice before you were over the Populist Voice. But let me talk about this because this here, there needs to be a coordinated effort by the Greens, and I would promote that. I would absolutely bring on, if they, let's say nationwide, they were 100 Green candidates, like this person is saying, 100 Green candidates nationwide. I would absolutely bring on 100 Green candidates, onto the show. But it's not my job to go out and look for Green candidates. You get what I'm saying? Show me that you're together so that we can build something. But I'm not bringing on individual franchises, if you understand what I mean. Because it feels like these are individual franchises, which it's not going to work, in my opinion. There needs to be more coalescing, more cohesiveness, like what you were saying. And I'm for that. Similar to what the Justice Democrats are doing. There's a strategy behind it. Why aren't the Greens locally doing that? Why the 100 candidates that ran, did they do anything together? Maybe they did. This is not going to you, Marcia. This is not a comment for you. Your comment is just up for us to discuss. I'm just shooting, just running off some things. But I just think that local candidates, if I'm a local candidate running, I'm reaching out to other local Green candidates. That's what I'm doing. And I'm saying, hey, I'm doing things like, why don't we all start a Twitter page? Why don't we all start a Facebook page? Why don't we all, pool our funds together and create, hire some local editors and videographers to, create some, some people powered commercials for us that we could put online. There's a lot of things to do. And I'm willing to promote it on my shows. I'm absolutely willing to promote it on this network. But again, I need to see that you're together, that you're a unit, that you're trying to do this together. And I just think that that is the way forward. If you're part of the Green Party, if you're one of the person that's saying I'm with the Green Party, if there's 100 candidates, that's 100 people that should be working together nationwide, working together, pooling resources, pooling ideas, pooling staff. Like, you should be working together, raising funds, websites, Twitter pages together. You know what I mean? Imagine having one Twitter page that everybody can go to find all the green candidates nationwide. Imagine that, where I can just go, oh, this, and I'm just, retweeting different candidates. So I think there needs to be more cohesiveness for the Green Party. And I'm hearing a lot of the critiques. And if you're hearing the same critique over and over, I think the critique needs to be addressed, in my opinion. So yeah, we're gonna go viral. Okay, so yeah. All right, so let's now switch over to mutual aid here.
Yeah.
About the, it's scrolling right there at the bottom of your screen. Compton J birthday fundraiser. I made mention about the total we raised here, and the breakdown Venmo and the breakdown for Cash App. Cash App there, Venmo, and total. And then you can see, if you still want to donate, you can also donate there. Okay. Now, I'm going to take that off so we can see our nameplates. Now, Liv, there. Let me make it a little bit bigger for Liv here. You see her Venmo and her Cash App there. Now, can you tell us what you are raising money for right now, Liv? And then I'm going to pull up your website as you're talking. I'm pull up your Twitter page as you're talking.
Thank you. Yeah. So, little background on what's been going on with me. Someone commented about where we are right now. My 3 fur babies and I are recently unhoused. And we've been bouncing around from hotel rooms to a group home to we've been at an Airbnb before. We're on Airbnb now. And we're trying to find temporary housing. We have an option for a long-term room rental here for $700 a month. But I am currently unemployed and unable to continue with grad school because of my bipolar 1 disorder. And recently found out that I was deemed ineligible for unemployment benefits. So we have been getting by solely by the generosity and support by comrades like all y'all. Thank you so much for everything you've done so far. And we really still need your help to get us to get some, thank you. Yeah. We've had a couple emergency expenses, such as having to get my car towed out of the mud, which was $350, which we could really use right now for food and to put towards get temporary housing. We've raised $16 so far towards that. And then, like I said, we're trying to raise some money now to secure temporary housing, because I have traffic court dates in January that I need to be here for. And so I need to be here until at least the end of January. And then, we can either stay here or go out to a commune in Wyoming, hopefully. But we really need help, y'all. We really need your help. Thank you all so much for everything y'all have done so far. But please, we really need your help.
Absolutely. So again, your let me see if I can. I know it's on your name, but oh yeah, it's right here. You can see her Cash App there, and you can see, I'm sorry, her Venmo first, and then her Cash App there. And your target right now, it looks like it's 350. Is that what that says here?
That was 350 was how much it cost to get my car towed. So I'm trying to cover what we lost for that, and that will be going towards a room, which if I'm to get this room, I need to raise 700 by Monday. If we're gonna get that. So I need to put a tweet out about that. Yeah.
Maybe okay, so I didn't know it was by Monday. So I would say reach out to JB, because you have a show on Sunday. And Sundays is a good fundraising day. I don't want to step on his day. That's why I'm saying, reach out to JB. And I'm sure you've been on his show. Remember, he brought you on his show that time. But yeah, just reach out. Hey, I just want to do a mutual aid shout out. Or I'll give him a heads up, and then I'll tell him you're going to reach out to him. That's better. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'll tell him, hey, Liv needs a mutual aid shout out this Sunday. If you're able to do it, is she able to jump on? And then you reach out to him.
Thank you. I will.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I forgot the next thing I was just about to say. Let's go back to your page to any other efforts you have here. Is this the one main thing you're doing now, Liv, or is it some other thing you want to push, or you just want to just kind of focus just on this?
You know what? I mean, you can keep going through. I mean, I just retweeted a bunch of mutual aid threads for Giving Tuesday right now. If you just keep going, some of mine. Let's see. Oh yeah, here's a bunch. There's one
right here. Oh,
yep.
This one right here.
Crowdfunding, living expenses. Remember, y'all, even sharing and retweeting costs $0. It makes a huge difference. Just share. You can go through my page. I've retweeted a bunch of them. I'm always retweeting, sharing mutual aid requests. Let's see, what else do we have?
Sorry.
Yep, there's another one.
Sticks a little bit when I scroll. Sorry, everyone watching. Okay, let me see if I can make this bigger here. Okay, there we go. You want to read, Liv?
Sure. For a Black disabled trans person fighting houselessness, Z is in urgent need of material support. Their landlords are kicking them out, which puts them at high risk. Housing stability is necessary to their survival. Please help raise necessary relocation funds for Z. They experience daily debilitating pain and need this move to rest, heal, and be safe. Please donate, match, and share. Their Cash App is $NAOMIFEDE, and their Venmo is ISHIANI.
Absolutely. Okay, so I got that one, and gotta back out a little bit here. Okay, all right. So, and then
there's another one.
Let me read the caption before. So at 540 of 3K goal, trying to get 700 today, need 160 to meet that goal. And this one here, let's see what this one says. And you can read if you would like, Liv.
Sure. It says help a two-spirit lesbian dealing with job and housing loss after a mental health crisis and hospitalization. Oh, I just lost power. Oh
no.
Light just went out. No, it's okay. Just my lights. This.
Oh, I thought just.
No, it's okay. That died on me. Housing loss after a mental health crisis and hospitalization. Donations and shares are badly needed. Their Venmo is Lindsay Conkle. Cash App $Lindsay LNK. PayPal Lindsay Conkle. Their GoFundMe. They have their info right there.
Absolutely. And let's do a few more here. Is this one or is this something else?
Yep, okay. That's one. This is from the whole thread.
I'll let you wait. Oh no, they have their PayPal up here. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. It looks like this one they may have to click on to get the PayPal. So hopefully you have access to Twitter if you're seeing this one. I live with my mom, and we both need food. I need meds. Need enough food to get through the week. Asking for 500. If you can help, it would be great. Thank you. That is nocturnal cramps. If you go to Liv's page, you're able to find that PayPal link there. And then there's this one. You want to go ahead and read this one?
Sure. So this has a trigger warning about death, and it's a mutual aid request. It says, urgent. We decided to bury my sister on December 22nd, and I am still short $1,268 to be able to pay for her funeral services. Please help, as I only have 6 days left to raise this remaining needs. Please retweet, share, and donate.
Is there a...
Oh, there's their PayPal and their Ko-Fi.
Okay, so this is the main the original with the link and everything. Here, you can see the PayPal there. You can see that, so you can type that link in yourself. The Ko-Fi, I don't know if you can see that, but it's .com/vanity189. Looks like that's their coffee. Kamali said we've been pronouncing it wrong this whole time.
Is it coffee?
He says coffee. You just said just like coffee. He says
okay.
Right there. He's like, the logo is a coffee mug. He's like, it means it's supposed to be coffee. I'm like, wow, that's it's a weird way to say coffee.
Yeah.
That clearly says coffee. So is it then how do you say Wi-Fi if this is coffee?
It doesn't make sense. The English language does not make sense.
Right. All right. So let's now read a little more detail about this one here. So I had some bad news that my sister passed away last Friday due to cardiac arrest. Please help me raise $1,500 for his funeral services and expenses. This will be so hard for me and her 2 kids. Please spread and donate. So yeah, that's just unfortunate. So yeah, I think we're gonna leave it there. Again, if you're able to help, if you're in a position to help any of these mutual aid efforts, please do. We've reached our goal with the Watts fundraiser. So if you're not able to, I would rather you donate to someone who hasn't reached their goal yet than to give that money to my fundraiser. If you're able to, that would be my only request, to give to one of the other mutual aid requests here. Any last comments live on mutual aid before we move to one more thing here?
Y'all, this is the way forward. Mutual aid, that's what I'm still so passionate about, and I mean that's how we're going to save ourselves and save each other. So just get involved if you're not already. Start a free pantry, distribute mutual aid kits, hygiene kits, volunteer at a food pantry or a soup kitchen. Mutual aid forever. Mutual aid is the future. Get to it if you're not already. You can follow Afeni. It's huge. And mutual aid with what she's doing by herself, and also with Freedom Fighters DC, Rome, what he's doing, Tour for the Poor. I was doing some mutual aid work. Now I am crowdfunding for myself and my 3 animals. And I hope to be back on my feet soon, so I can be back involved with mutual aid work, and getting involved in the communities I'm around. So, if you're not already involved, get involved. It's amazing.
Yeah, I do like this comment. I hope ALC doesn't co-opt the words mutual aid, because everything is being co-opted. Like we talked before in a previous episode, there's an ABC show coming out called The Activists.
Yep.
So they're co-opting activism. It is just terrible, boy. Like if this is not late stage something, like I don't know what is. Like it is just the co-opting of everything, relentless co-opting, and they don't care at all. It is no shame, Liv, at all whatsoever.
Yeah.
So
again,
thank you for those amounts for the Compton J Watts family fundraiser, and I guess I'll update you on any more amounts if we get more donations. Liv, I'll make sure I put that up on Twitter. Any updates? So, any final thoughts? What do you got coming up on Populist Voice? Any other items you got?
What do I have coming up on the Populist Voice? We are currently figuring out what we want to do for our panels that were originally on Wednesdays. They were 5:30 and 8. Then we pushed one back to 6, and we had the other one at 8. Now we're thinking of pushing them back to 7, 7 and 9. We're figuring out what we want to do with our panels. My show, Live Positive, we will resume this Friday at 7 p.m. Please catch me there at the Populist Voice Network. Like and subscribe to our channel. And like and subscribe to the Revolutionary Blackout Network if you haven't already. Wow. What else? Just trying to secure temporary housing for my 3 fur babies and I. Trying to raise money for that. Trying to raise money for food and supplies for them. Waiting to hear back from some part-time jobs. We'll be updating y'all about that. And what else? Getting more involved with oh yeah, that was a great tweet you just had from PVN.
Oh, sorry. There you go. Yeah.
There you go. Calling all comrades. Now that PVN has relaunched and redefined our operations and ethos, we're looking for new collaborators. As populist purveyors of perspective from the people, we're looking for like-minded leftists of all backgrounds to join our panels. DM to find out more. So you can follow us on Twitter, the Populist Voice Network, PVN. DM us if you're interested. We'd love to have you on. Let's talk.
Yeah, and I just want to say, make sure you DM them if you've been interested. You watch our shows and you say, "Oh, I want to contribute to conversations." This is a good way of getting started. Start on panels where the focus isn't all on you. That's how you started, Liv. You start on a panel where the focus isn't all on you, and you're able to, groom your skills to kind of get over your butterflies and your nervousness, and then you start to figure things out. So if you're interested, if you have a voice, like I always say, I believe everybody should have a podcast. Get one, because that's the only way we're going to be able to combat corporate propaganda and censorship. Because if all of us have a channel, you can censor one of us, but there's millions of other podcasters there. So that's what I believe. So yes, if you're interested, never done it, reach out to Populist Voice. Liv is over at the Populist Voice, and they're looking for people. So now for me, I will be back on here. Today's Wednesday. I'm working on a couple of new shows that I'll be launching. One is the Propaganda Report, and then the other one is what is the other one I had? The propaganda report. Let me see if the graphics are ready now that I'm thinking about it. But I do want to let everybody know what it is here. Okay, here it goes. Propaganda report. Oh, I'm bringing back Free Black America podcast, the one I launched on the PVN network.
Great.
So those that have been following PVN for a while, you remember that podcast I used to have on the PVN network. And I'm going to be bringing that podcast back. So Free Black America podcast and the Propaganda Report, 2 new shows working on bringing those. And I'll be back on Straight Out of Politics next Wednesday, same time, 3 p.m. Eastern. And next Monday, I missed this past Monday because I was sick. But next Monday, I'll be back on with Nick and possibly Kamali at 8 p.m. Eastern on Monday. So check us out there too. That's all I have. So, Liv, thank you for joining me again today. Keep pushing mutual aid. I'll retweet as much as we can. And this is the way we build community. This is the way we understand and build trust and understand that we have each other's back. So that's all I want to say. Signing off here. Thank you for joining the populist. I'm sorry. Thank you for joining. I used to end my shows that way. Thank you for joining Straight Out of Politics on the RBN network. And signing off, I'm Compton J. Thank you, Liv. See you next week.